Welcome to another Tim Talk Disciple Making. These are short 5-minute videos designed to be conversation starters and to challenge the status quo in your life, my life, and the life of the local church when it comes to obeying Jesus' command to go into all the world and make disciples. On our last Tim Talk, I handed out, as it were, a physical invitation, as if it came from Jesus to you personally, related to his, what I call the Great Invitation in Matthew chapter 4, verse 19, when he extended words of invitation to his first would-be disciples. Come, follow me, and I will make you into fishers of men. I want to unpack that today, because when you accept that invitation to follow Jesus as a disciple and a disciple maker, certain things change immediately related to your identity. You see, when anyone was a disciple of a rabbi or teacher in Jesus' day, their whole identity was caught up in the life and example and teaching and dogma of the one that they would call master or rabbi. And so too with Jesus. I want to challenge you today in terms of the hats that you wear in your life, hats that really represent the different responsibilities or positions that you hold. It could be husband, wife, or parents, corporate leader, church worship leader, pastor, whatever it may be. But when you accept Jesus' invitation to become his disciple, the hat of a disciple and disciple maker has to be primary in terms of your identity. All other hats must come off. Now, this is very difficult for some of us because we're defined and we find our identity in the various hats that we wear. But I got to tell you this, if you're going to be a disciple of Jesus, you got to put a disciple-making hat on. And then you can put all the other hats on to the point that whatever relationship or responsibility or role that you actually fulfill at home, in the marketplace, or in church, now really permeates out of your identity in following Jesus, in becoming a disciple maker. Paul said to the church in Corinth, "So from now on, we view no one from a worldly point of view." And I believe this is one of the practical applications we can make when you put on primarily that disciple-making hat as a source of your identity in Jesus Christ. Now when you look at other people, whoever they are, you start looking at them through the eyes of Jesus. Are they yet to find Jesus? Well, to these people, we need to be salt and light. We need to give a constant example of love, not only to them, but to new believers who we need to come alongside and help them walk with the Lord and learn to talk to him in prayer, to feed on his word. Through love, the example that the local church will be known to be the disciples of Christ, Jesus said, if you have love for each other. And finally, for those mature believers who are yet to be disciple makers, it's a time of challenge. This has been my experience over the past year, meeting with other men, and we are sitting and being challenged to figure out why we've grown to maturity in our faith, but haven't come to a point of spiritual reproduction. It all comes down to the hat that you're wearing. Pastors and leaders in the church, let me say this: you cannot lead what you don't live. It starts with an example of being led by Jesus to become a disciple maker. Otherwise, we end up simply putting people in programs in the church because we don't know how to lead them to become disciple makers of others. Now, here are some disciple making questions for you to consider and digest based on this Tim Talk on disciple making.